with the Shred series set of videos where I talk a lot about the difference and the choice of exercises for cardiovascular endurance training, cardiovascular HIIT training, endurance strength training, and then power strength training. So those 4 things I've given you in smaller bite-sized chunks, what certain exercises work well with that kind of exercise you're looking for, or that type of reaction you want your participants to feel in their bodies. You can plug and play with those little sections in a lot of your classes. However, today I'm going to actually demonstrate a single day of what we have in our enrollment program called Shred, where we are taking those blocks and we are basically putting them together to create a solid workout. So in Shred, day 1 is made up of cardiovascular endurance and then power strength training. Then day 2 of the week, which definitely still has like a break between it. So usually our classes are either Monday or Friday, Monday or Wednesday, or Tuesday or Thursday. Before that break, that first class, the beginning of the week, is going to be that endurance cardio and power strength. And then the second half of the week, or the second class of the week, is going to be the cardio high intensity interval training and then endurance strength. So take a look at those other videos if you want to just learn about those different sections. But for today's class, I'm actually going to do a complete class example of what day 1 should look like. So what I will of course do is I'm actually going to be using our a timer here so that you can basically, you'll hear the timer. I won't be playing any music, so hopefully at home, if you decide to follow along just to get a nice hour-long workout in on your own, then you would just play your own music along with this class. But I will make sure that I tell you about where we're at on our timing for everything as we go today. So I hope you have fun, I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it makes sense as we go as to how to build this class. So here we are. I'm going to go ahead and start my timer. So I do about a 5 to a 7-minute warm-up in my Shred classes. So let's say I'm welcoming my class. Hello everyone, welcome to Shred. My name is Stacy. I'm so happy you're here. And today's class is all about endurance cardio and power strength. So we're going to see those throughout class, then we'll finish of course with core and a nice cool down. So for right now, let's just bend those knees slightly and start to reach the arms across the body. I pretty much always do the same warm up in my classes just because it tends to be something I can remember. It gets the spine moving in all directions. And for this particular class, you want to start to build people up to begin to get ready for those jumps if they're a jumping type person. And if they're not, we'll always give them those low impact options as well. The other thing I'd like you to notice as we start this warm up, let's start to reach overhead now, is that the equipment I have today, the only equipment I have, is 1 heavy weight and 2 small weights. So really easy to jump around, hop around. If you have a ton of people in class, you shouldn't need a lot of equipment, but I will talk about some other options in the example class today of things you can use, like a step or a BOSU or a step 360 throughout the class today. So now let's go ahead and go into your good old squat. Hips sit back as if you're sitting in a chair. Good, and we're evenly distributing that weight in our feet. So we don't want to be pushing way back, but we also don't want to be pushing forward into our toes. So trying to find equal weight distribution in those legs. Perfect. Let's get 4 more squats, and I will admit that I am a slave to the beat of the music, so I tend to actually teach this class to the beat of the music, and it just happens to happen like that. But you definitely, on those higher intensity intervals for cardio, want to make sure they're off the beat, so they're going a little bit faster than that. Okay, 1 more squat. Now let's go ahead and widen out those legs a little bit more, definitely further than shoulder distance apart, and start to sit back into 1 hip at a time. Perfect. And what I tend to use as analogies for my participants in this case is that pretend that there's a coffee table behind you and you're trying to dust it off with that booty. So that helps people tend to understand that you're trying to keep the hips low, chest lifted, sliding those hips side to side. Really start to feel it in the glutes, Once those legs get really warm, then a lot of the rest of the body gets really warm as well. Now let's take the left arm, reach down to the right foot, and pull. I'd also like you to understand that I always mirror my classes, and we always have our instructors mirror their classes as well. Good, let's get 4 more of these, rotating, continuing that lunge, also getting into those inner thighs, 2, and 1. Good, now let's do that again. It's kind of like a movement as if you're starting a lawnmower, is how I like to tell my participants. What I love about this is it starts to open up the chest, starts to rotate through that spine. We're still warming up through those legs. You have 3, 2, and 1. Let's heel toe those feet together and go into some lunges. So we'll start with that left leg, lunge that leg back, and then stand it back up. Go into the right, lunge and stand. Good, lunge and stand. And making sure on that lunge that we can wiggle the toes of the front foot so we know we're getting into that glute of that front leg. Our chest is upright. We can start to play with the arms here, reaching up, pulling down. Good, last 3, last 2, and last 1. Hold the lunge here, and let's rotate toward that front leg. So we have that right leg forward, left leg back, still getting ready for those jumps. We have about 3 more minutes left in that warm up. Let's switch legs, lower down into that lunge and twist. It's very different not teaching this class with music, but I'm sure you guys can make up your own playlist to play along with me teaching this class. I wish YouTube would let us use that music, but it's okay. I can do without it. Good, 1 more time. Good, now let's stay in that lunge and tap that back leg forward and back. Good, start to pick up the pace, start to drive it forward, tap it back for 4, 3, starting to build up some power, 2, and 1, switch sides, tap back, tap up. Good. Notice how that heart rate starts to come up a little bit. We're building into cardio first, so endurance cardio drills will happen the very first thing in this class. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now let's start to go into a little bit of what I call a boxer shuffle. So we're kind of shuffling in place, going side to side, light on those feet. Then I start to talk about proper jumping mechanics and form. So we always want to make sure that we're jumping, toes come off last, but they're the first thing to touch the ground. So we're jumping heel to toe, landing toe to heel. So we'll keep that boxer shuffle. Should be feeling that kind of movement of the feet already. Always jumping and landing with a soft landing, like a ninja is what I tell my classes. Good, you have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's start to reach, arms overhead, go into a low impact jack. Good. Reaching 1 toe to the side, slight bend in that knee. And then those of you who want to stay here in this low impact jack, you can start to bring up the intensity a little bit, making it more into a hop, or we can go into that full jack. Since jacks are the first thing we're going to do in our endurance cardio, we're only going to do 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now let's start to run in place. Run it forward, run it back. Let's run to the side, shuffle to the side. Shuffle side, shuffle side. 1 more time, shuffle side, and stop. Let's get a couple hamstring curls. I'll tend to kind of pause the class for a second, have them go in their hamstring curls, and then tell them what is to come. So they're still moving, they're still warm. I don't have them just stand there and watch me talk about the exercises. And the big thing about shred is we don't want to preview exercises for too long or they're going to get cold. So in 10 seconds, we're going to start our first 1-minute cardio endurance bout. We're going to do 3 exercises for 1 minute, then get some rest. Your intensity level should be at like a 6 or 7 out of 8. So those of you who are low impact, here's our minute. Maybe you start here. Maybe we're used to shred or you've done the class before and we go right into that full jack. So a full minute of jacks. Maybe they start with this big jumping jack and then they're like, you know what? I'm really getting tired. I don't think my level is starting to go above that threshold where I'm getting to breathless and I need to calm down. Then they can go into those low impact jacks. You as the instructor at this point, they're still jacking. You at home, if you're doing this as a workout, you're still doing your jumping jacks. But this is your opportunity to go around the room as the instructor. You have 20 seconds to go, everyone. Now we start to go into a skater hop. That's our second exercise. So you guys have 10 seconds. Keep going on those jacks. Don't start the skater yet. This is your skater. You can make it big and strong. The lower you go, the harder it is. 3, 2, 1, let's go into that skater. 1 minute of skaters. We have one more endurance exercise in this first round. We're not going to rest. You shouldn't need it. You should kind of want it, but you shouldn't absolutely need it. From these skaters in 45 seconds, we are going to go into fast feet. Whew, all right. So they're breathing heavy. Keep going if you're doing this for a workout. Skaters side to side. They're definitely breathing hard, but they're, again, not breathless. They're just not able to really talk to someone for very long. They have to kind of, like I am, think about what they're going to say before they say it. We have 20 seconds in that skater. You have, remember, one more exercise, and then we get to rest. And then we're going to repeat this whole thing over again for another round. Exact same exercises, but I will tell you as instructors some other variety that you can make. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, fast feet. So here's our fast feet. You can stay here for a full minute. If this is your first week teaching shred, their first experience doing shred, then you may, or whatever class you're teaching, then you may want to just stick with this. But if it gets kind of boring, or you can tell people want to do something else, you can take fast feet, have them keep their shoulders stable and straight, and have them rotate just their feet. And that's kind of fun. Plus it gets into the core, start to feel in their waist. Fast feet, fast feet. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 20 seconds, and then we get a break. We get a full minute of recovery. We definitely won't be standing still during that recovery. We are gonna keep moving, but it will be a recovery, and I want you to treat it like a recovery. Good, last 5, 4, don't finish early. 3, 2, 1, catch your breath. So what I'll usually do here for this minute is have people assess. During those minutes, were they feeling like they were definitely getting their heart rate up? It shouldn't be, we saved the second day, that high intensity interval training should not be like that. They should not absolutely need rest. But this right now, this 1 minute off, is a great indicator of where their fitness level is. So if they hit this beginning of this minute off, and they're gasping for air, and now we're into 30 seconds of rest already, and they are starting to already feel great and feel like they could do all of that again, then that's a good sign that they're definitely improving their fitness level. That's what's so great, is it's something that people can see over time. Good, let's go into a little hamstring curl, loosen up those quads. Jumping jacks in 10 seconds for 1 minute. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Low impact, you know where you're at. High impact, you're here. Land soft in those feet. Again, there's a version of that jumping jack where it's just reaching the arms up to the ceiling, or we can go into that big jumping jack. We can even play with the arms a little bit, like I've done in my other videos, where they go out, in, with those arms. They can even go out, in, up, down, out, in, up, down. Ooh, that's kind of fun. So if your class is the kind that needs something fun to do to keep their mind off of it, then you can give them those options. Good, here we go. We're still going. We're still jacking. I need to be able to keep talking to you guys. So the next exercise is our skater hop. For this one, we will play with a little tempo to, again, give you a little more to work with as an instructor. Okay, in 4, 3, you're still jacking, right? 2, and 1. Going into that ice skater, just like last time. Now here's your option as an instructor. If you're moving into another week and you want to change this up a little bit, we can go skate, 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 hop, skate, 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 hop. I like to do that too. Now notice how when I choose the exercises for this section, they involve moving forward and back and moving side to side. So we're trying to avoid just staying in one spot or just moving through one plane. Their body is going to react better. They're going to get a better workout if you have them move around, and they're going to feel more even. It's going to be really good for them. All right, in 15 seconds, we'll go back to that 3. We go into fast feet. All right, for this one, we'll play with that rotation again. All right, fast feet, fast feet. Last minute before recovery. Give it all you got. Turning those feet. Maybe you pause in the middle. Turn, out, turn. Light on those feet. Turn, side, turn. Good, try to help them emphasize that their shoulders stay forward. A couple more of these. Then you can again play with running to the side. They're still going fast feet. Side, side. Fast feet, fast feet. Can we go forward? Fast feet, fast feet, fast feet. Okay, gang, reminding them of how long they have left is going to help them be successful because they'll work harder. They'll know how much they have left. Maybe we go out and we go in. You'll see this later in class. All right, 12 seconds, finish strong. Get after them for ending early. They should not end early. Then they're just stripping themselves from all that fitness they could get out of it. 3, 2, 1, whoo! 1 minute off. After this minute, we're going to do the same timing and similar feeling exercises for that cardio endurance feeling, but this time there's going to be 3 different exercises. So we start our first exercise in 40 seconds, same timing again. 1 minute of one exercise, 1 minute of another exercise, 1 minute of that last exercise, 1 minute of recovery. Okay, class is still catching their breath. Going into the Heisman in 20 seconds. So for this one, I tend to kind of get the class moving with me, and then we start the interval because it's a little more choreographed. So it's 3 steps and a knee. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So it's kind of like that football Heisman stance. Hey, 1, 2, 3. All right, we have 5, 4, 3. Start to ramp up the intensity. 2, 1. Your interval has started. Heisman. 1 minute here. Stick that landing side to side. So notice how we're moving side to side. Guess what? The next exercise I've chosen is more of a front and a side movement. So it'll actually have a little rotation to it. So they'll move front and side in the next exercise. Something to think about as that instructor. All right, we have 30 seconds left of this. Start to encourage them to ramp it up because after this, they go into a different exercise. No rest, no rest. They shouldn't, again, absolutely need it. Keep driving that knee up. 15 seconds, 15 seconds. Whew, less than 10. All right, here's that next exercise. You're punching front. Keep doing that Heisman. Front and side, front and side. We'll do 30 seconds on this side, the left side, then we'll go to the right. You're tapping that foot forward and side. If you're a low impact person, you're just kind of lunging, pivoting that foot. If you're high impact, you want more intensity, then keep moving both feet. Remember in my previous videos, we have 10 more seconds of this, then we switch sides. This is kind of a kickboxing drill that I recommended for that endurance cardio. Switching sides. Now we're on that right hand side. We're still mirroring the class. If you're an instructor, remind them of that arm that's next to them. Should be in guard, should not be down here. Bring it up. Why not do proper kickboxing technique while we're here, right? Side and front, side, front, side. Less than 10 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready for high knees and butt kickers in 3, 2, 1. Bring them into high knees first. So start to pull up those knees. This can be, if there's low impact people, a high knee skip. So instead of a high knee run, they can go into a high knee skip. In 3, 2, 1, let's change this into a butt kick. So those who aren't jumping or running need lower impact options. Fast hamstring curls. If they're running, then they're kicking that booty. They can pull their hands back to feel that they're kicking hard enough. All right, 30 more seconds. Let's go high knees again. In 3, 2, 1. Butt kickers. Go, 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 go. Get them working, get them moving. You as the instructor should not be doing all the movement that I'm doing. You guys are still going, right? You should be coaching them, moving around the room. This is not your workout. I just have no one to teach right now, so get it going. You have 5, 4, here comes your rest. 3, 2, 1, rest. Good time to grab some water, have them still walk around. They could do the hamstring curls. They could do taps to the front. Whew. We are going to repeat those 3 exercises one more time. That last chunk that we did earlier, you won't see those exercises again. As the instructor for this class, you could just repeat those exercises more, just kind of change it up a little bit. But if you're progressing, but if your class is definitely good at catching on to things, help them understand that you can add, or I just want to help you understand that you can add more choreography to things too. All right, we have 15 seconds. We go right back into that Heisman. I'm going to show you something kind of fun that you can do that's different if you're getting bored. All right, in 4, 3, interval number 1, 2, 1 minute, and 1, Heisman. Heisman, good. Find that Heisman first. Get them moving correctly and efficiently first, and then you can play with some unique stuff. So make sure their weights aren't too much in the way, but they can start to turn the Heisman to the side and then go around in like a T shape if they want. So notice how I go forward, back, the other way, forward, back. After I come back, I make that turn. As long as you're doing the movement, it doesn't quite matter. If that was too confusing for you, then just stay here. Stay right here, 20 seconds. Then guess what we do next? Who remembers? Front and side punches. We'll start with that left side just like we did last time. All right, 10 seconds. What can you do to finish strong? Bring up that excitement a little more. 3, 2, 1. Left arm front, left arm side. Front, side, front, side. Woo-hoo-hoo. Front and side with those punches. Jog out those feet. Again, since especially this is the second round, great time to get off the stage or off the front of the room. Go around the room, check on your participants. You have 3, 2, 1. Other side, front, side. Nice work. If you can smile, it burns more calories, right? Everyone's heard that. I don't know if people like it anymore. They might get kind of annoyed by it, but I think it's still funny, and I usually get a smile out of it. So I'm gonna keep saying it. In my classes, 10 seconds, front and side on that right side. Come on. We have 4, 3, high knees, butt kicks, 2, and 1. High knees first. 1 minute here for 3, 2, 1. Bring those hands down, use them as a target. Lower impact, you know what you're doing. Maybe you're doing those high knee skips. And then we go into those butt kicks again. Let's do about 10 seconds of each. We're already 20 seconds in. High knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm doing high knees and butt kicks for this interval, but you as the instructor don't have to do that. You could do just high knees for the full minute. That's just might get kind of boring. But you know your class participants better than me. 20 seconds left. You could do just high knees. You could do just butt kicks. Decide what works for your class. All right, we got a minute rest after this, right? So finish hard. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. 1 minute recovery. We're moving on. We're moving on to power strength. You have 50 seconds, 50 seconds of rest. You can keep moving around. You should need to keep moving around. Keep that blood flow. First exercise, so each exercise is 45 seconds with 15 seconds off in between. That's all the rest that they'll get. We're going to do 2 rounds of 3 exercises, very similar to what we did in the cardio endurance as far as the order of things, but they won't get a minute off in between each 3 sections. Okay, 20 seconds to go. So remember, I have a heavy weight, 2 small weights. Grab your single heavy weight, and if you decide to go lighter after this first round, go lighter. So this first one is all about a side. So we're going to keep the weight in our left hand this whole round, then we'll switch to the right. Okay, first exercise is a snatch pull. So we're gonna squat with those hips, back and down, and pull that weight up with our hips. 45 seconds here, guys. So you should be going. 45 seconds. Press the hips forward, stand up tall, keep the shoulders back. Good, high pull, snatch pull. Now this is where, instead of the snatch pull, if you know your class is great at snatches, then you can have them do the full snatch. But it's a power move. Their heart rate should be up. They should be working their whole body in this exercise. We have 15 seconds, and then we move on to a different exercise still with this single weight. You have 5, 4, 15 seconds is a good time for you to demonstrate the next one. 2 and 1. Taking that weight, lunging the left leg back, we go into a wood chop. Wood chopping the weight behind toward that left leg, pretending to throw that weight over your shoulder. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go for that wood chop. That lunge and the hips help you wood chop that weight up over your shoulder. The lower you go, the harder it's gonna be, but really try to keep that chest lifted. After this, we go into a single arm swing. Dumbbell swing, similar to a kettlebell swing. Woo! 20 seconds. Again, you shouldn't be doing all the exercises as the instructor, but I'm doing it with you. We're all in this together, like Shanti. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back into that single hand, single arm swings. If their grip's starting to tire out on them, great time to grab those smaller weights if they need to. So we're just going into a swing, but I'll show some other options, making it harder if they want to. Toes forward, hips back, swing the weight through the hips. Find that float at the top, chest stays lifted, and they're not rotating their body. Keep everything even and stable. Here, we can start to add maybe a swing to a press, if your class is okay with that. It just takes a little more coordination and deceleration of that weight. Okay, we're working so many good posterior chain muscles, the glutes, the hamstrings. Okay, 13 seconds left. So you're, again, all doing that swing, or you can do that clean and press, single arm clean and press. Unilateral work, so good for the core too. And rest. Gently, because we're strong and we're in control, set the weight down. Getting ready for the other side. Going right into it, last round, 45 seconds, 15 seconds off. Grab your weight, you have 3, 2, and 1. Going into that snatch pull right away. Pull the knees back over the pinky toes. Keep that chest lifted. Notice how I've been talking this entire time, and I'm realizing that can get really annoying for your participants too. So give them a break from your talking as well. 17 seconds. Especially since they've already done the other side, you've told them all the alignment cues. You could say them again, but you don't have to. You can give them a break from your voice. 15 seconds rest. Getting ready for that wood chop. Right leg goes back this time. 10 seconds. Grab that weight, take that right leg back, eyes up, chest up, shoulders down and back, rotating behind you, pretending to throw that weight behind you. We're still in control, right? We're not gonna throw that weight. We're holding on to that weight. Rotating down, coming back up. Sometimes I'll have them keep an eye on that weight as they come up and over the shoulder. 30 seconds. After 30 seconds, we go into that single arm swing after 15 seconds rest. Then we go into a totally different set of power strength exercises. Quick transition into those smaller weights. 10 seconds, we go into that single arm swing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Eyes up, chest up. Glutes working really hard. You have 15 seconds rest. Catch your breath. You can set that weight down if you need to. Identify if you can keep that bigger weight or need the smaller weights. Go into that swing. Here we go. Okay, option again to maybe bring up that intensity a little bit. Take a look at my back. Chest is lifted, back is flat, not rotating. And then we can add that clean and press. If they're down for that, if they're comfortable with that, if that feels good on their bodies. Whew. 20 seconds. Maybe they just continue that swing. I will admit too, the clean and press gives that break a little bit of or that grip a little bit of a break. Whew. This gets that heart rate up though. Whole back of the body's working. We have 4, 3, don't stop now, 2, and 1. Okay, smaller weights, everybody. Gently set down that larger weight. Make sure it's out of the way. First exercise is our lunge with a press. Left leg back since we just had the right leg back. Weights at the shoulders. Start your lunge. I usually will have them start with the lunge. Now, people with shoulder issues may not be able to press those weights overhead at the same time. They might only go part of the way up, and that's okay. Maybe they have to alternate those arms. Totally fine. All right, we're only doing this side 1 time. I'm already tired. Going into Romanian deadlift after this. Lunge and press. Lunge and press. You could even do a curl and press if you want to get creative as an instructor. But right now, we're doing a lunge and press. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Same leg in front. That right leg is in front. Reach that left leg behind you. Don't do it yet. You have 10 seconds rest. Just demonstrating. Find that RDL. Come back up. Okay, let's go into the RDL first and then add the row to it. So Romanian deadlift, single leg, and then rowing at the bottom, if that's for us. Row, come up. Romanian deadlift, woohoo, not the best at balancing. Gotta work on that. If single leg is too much for some of your participants, double leg. RDL. For deadlifts, I like to cue. It's all about the hips going back. It's not about the chest coming forward. And I'll even sometimes tell them that it's about like pretending you have a car door behind you. You're shutting that car door instead of thinking about reaching for something on the ground, because then you'll start to see that, and we don't want that. All right, that was it for our RDLs. In 15 seconds, we have a clean to a squat. So now both legs are back and involved. The clean we haven't done yet, but I showed it a little earlier. Clean first, maybe have them clean first. We're starting right now, 45 seconds. Clean, and then if we want to, we can add a squat at the bottom. So clean, squat. Clean, squat. It's all about those hips on that clean. Squat, clean, squat. Eyes up, chest up. Clean, squat. Core is engaged. 20 seconds. A lot of power here. We're moving those weights really far. If you're an intense instructor, you want to throw a press in there, you can, but they're already really fatigued from that lunge to press as well. But again, just giving you options for things you can advance in the future of the Shred program. Relax, 15 seconds. We go back to the lunge to press, this time with the right leg back. Whew. Fast transitions, guys, right? But they're getting rest here. Notice the difference between that and cardio. Here we go, lunge to press. Other leg, same weights with those arms. Core is on, lunge to press. Lunge. Pretend like you're sliding your back up against a wall. "30 seconds. So they can press out, or if it feels better on their shoulders, they can press neutral That's a neutral press with those palms facing each other. Again, progressing, going into maybe a curl and press. Okay, less than 10 seconds. We got this. RDL in a row. In 3, 2, 1. Get your rest. Shake it out. This time it's that left leg that's forward. If we're doing single leg, remind them, pushing the car door closed, hinging forward, row or fly. If we want to change it up this time, we could fly the arms this time. One leg looks like this. If we're flying, those arms are a little more straight and their elbows are driving up to the ceiling. Good. Thinking about their pinkies going toward the ceiling as well. And here's the thing, as I'm taking breaks, basically by standing up, we want to make it harder, we keep them here the whole time. Single leg or double leg. Challenging that balance. Whew. We got less than 10 seconds. Last time we're going to see this exercise. You have 3, 2, and 1. All right, here comes that 15 seconds recovery. One more time. We're going into a bridge with a chest press next. So have them come down to the floor, lifting the hips off. That's what makes this a power move, is we're incorporating not just the upper body, but the lower body as well. So we're bridging and we're chest pressing. So that was a fly, but chest press toward the ceiling. If you want to get their hips involved even more, you can have them lower down, press up without relaxing completely on the ground. If this is too much for 45 seconds, give them the option of one arm at a time. Good. Another fun thing you can do is a pullover to a press. Pull over, gets those lats involved a little bit. Pull over to a press, less than 10 seconds. I need to remember, you're still going. What I'm doing next, you have 3, 2, 1. Set the weights down, we don't need them for the next 2 exercises. Hips, actually you need them in the last exercise. 10 seconds, rest. You're lifting the hips up for a crab position. Now if people have issues with their wrists here, they can grab the weights, but if they're gonna do the complete exercise, they need no weights. So maybe we're here, maybe we're holding here, maybe we reach one leg at a time, hips are still up, or we can go into a crab, opposite arm, opposite leg, reach. Looks like a breakdancer move. 30 seconds left. Maybe you change it up to this. And if reaching for the foot is not gonna happen today, then they can reach for the knees like I just demonstrated. But this is so good. Really remind them to keep their hips up because I'm already cheating. Keep those hips up. Ah, opens up the chest, works the back of the body. Ah, you have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Moving into our last but not least power strength exercise. It's a plank with a row. So we can do one arm the whole time on this first 45 seconds and then the other side, or we can continue to alternate. I'm going to alternate for this. So widening out those legs is going to help your base of support to keep those hips nice and stable. And the weights should gently touch the floor. Gently. So we're not slamming the weight on the ground. It's very quiet, very subtle. Okay. Notice how I've kind of changed my orientation while I'm teaching each exercise, because that's helping my participants see that I have a flat back. Hopefully I have. I'm doing my best. And then they can follow that example without having to change their orientation or have to look around you. That's why we move around the room as instructors as well. You have 3, 2, 1. Lower yourself down. We're back to that bridge and chest fly. We're doing those last 3 exercises one more time, and then we're done with our power strength. We're going right into our cardio one last time. In 3, 2, 1, bridge up. Maybe it's a fly this time. Maybe we change it up that way. We still play with those hips, down and up. I'm excited for that endurance cardio. I hope you are too. Core is on. Remember our option for the press, the alternating press, Remember, if we want to make it a little more exciting, we get that pull over, woo, and the press. Less than 10 seconds. Keep it going. Those hips can stay up the entire time. Working the chest, working the back of the body still. We love both of those. Lower the hips down. We go back to our crab walk position. Notice how also when I brought the class down to the ground, I've chosen exercises that transition really well, since there is such a limited time for them to get into that position. We're already going. Press the hips up. Find this position. Give them the option for their wrists. Option again to lift to the toes or opposite knee. Or just the legs. Totally fine. Hey, it's like a rocket show. What if they had to do it like that? That'd be weird. Okay, last 20 seconds. If you've made it this far in the video, you're a very dedicated participant today, so you deserve all of my jokes. All right, we have our rows. Last but not least, 10 seconds to go. Come on, get working, get moving. Call yourself a fitness professional, Stacy. 3, 2, 1, hips down, flip it on over. Strong hips, strong spine, strong chest, strong shoulders. All of it should be strong. You know your options obviously here, hopefully, as an instructor. Knees can stay down on this. We are going now. 45 seconds. Last power strength exercise of the day. Make it count. Make it strong. All right, full body, baby. Plank with that row. We can pull the arm out a little wider if we want to make it a little more challenging. We can even fly the weight. That's hard. That's really hard. 15 seconds. Pull that belly to the spine. Squeeze that booty. Yes. Less than 10 seconds. All right, remind them they have less than 10 seconds. Then ask them to set their weights off to the side. In 3, 2, 1. We start that cardio in 15 seconds. The first exercise right in that cardio is a front knee drive, back kick. We're gonna do left knee drive, right back kick. We're going right now. In 3, 2, 1. Knee, back kick. Knee, back kick. I gotta mix. There we go. Knee, back kick. Knee, back kick. Knee, back kick. We're starting our first round of that cardio. We have 2 rounds of each exercise. On this knee back kick, we are going to go into the other side after this 1 minute. So make sure they also are looking behind them as they kick, so they're not kicking their neighbor if this is a tight class. And they can make this even more intense by hopping up, kicking back. Hop up, kick back, hop up, kick back. Demonstrate hopefully the chamber as they're kicking. It's a pull up kick, knee, kick, knee, kick. Abs are working. Cardio is happening. 10 seconds. Then we go to the other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. Knee, back kick. Knee, back kick. Knee, back kick. Knee, back kick. Right knee, left back kick. Good. All right. Endurance cardio. So their heart rate is coming up, but it's not out of control. We can turn this into a front kick, back kick, if we want, if you trust them. But sometimes people get a little crazy on that front kick and they snap their knee straight. We don't want to do that. So I like that knee. It tends to protect them from that. Okay. Less than 30 seconds, guys. And then we have another exercise. Then we repeat this after our minute rest, just like we did at the beginning of class. Okay. Reminding myself of the next exercise. 10 seconds. This is, again, just kickboxing, right? Really easy to come up with these drills for that cardio without equipment. All right, ground and pound is our next exercise. So I usually have them start getting low, ground and pound. So you're punching the ground, pounding the ground, and then we can start to bring up the intensity for the end of this minute. So we're tapping, we can jump higher, We can get lower. If you want them to touch something like a step, then that could work too. Or you can have a step actually in the middle of them. They're up and over that step. Or a bosu, or a step 360. Less than 30 seconds. We're gonna finish up strong on this cardio. We're gonna do this one more time. We have 3 more exercises to do twice, and then we get core and a cool down. And then you're done. Come on, come on. 10 seconds. Keep it moving, keep it moving. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Catch their breath. You catch their breath, and you catch your breath. But you as an instructor, again, we should have been walking around the room. We should have been coaching. We should have been encouraging on an individual basis. Get off the stage. You've heard, hopefully, in my other videos, lecturing about how important it is, especially in shred, which is an enrollment class. People are paying to come at our club. They want to feel like they've been seen. They want to feel like you're seeing them, that you know who they are. They've made time for you. They're working on their fitness with you. Show them that you see them. Okay, we get to do those 3 exercises one more time. Let's smile real big. Even if it's fake, it's gonna tell our brain we're excited about it. Okay, front knee, left knee, back kick, right leg. You got this. In 5, 4, I'm telling myself that too. 3, 2, 1. Knee, back kick. Knee, back kick. Again, can make it a front kick if we want. Are you asking them to press through that heel behind them as you kick back? If you're a kickboxing instructor, you know you can come up with some way more creative ideas for this endurance cardio. I just want you to feel what this endurance cardio is like as a participant of shred. We can even go 2 and 2. Hey, again, just showing you ideas. I hope I'm not confusing you, but just showing you ideas of where else you can go. The possibilities are endless. Okay, 4, 5, 4. Going into the other side in 3, 2, and 1. Let's do it. Other side. Kick back. Knee. Kick. Start with the basics though, whatever you do. Start with what they know. Notice how every exercise had a name. Knee, back kick. Helps them understand that you know what you're talking about as the instructor. You're not just having them make shapes. Remind them that you know what you're talking about by telling them the muscles they're using, the purpose of each part of class. 30 seconds. Again, we know our options. We know how to make it more intense. Less than 20. Again, we could go 2, 2, 2, 2. Ha, ha. 10 seconds. Finish strong. Don't stop early. You got this. 3, 2, 1. Relax, rest. No relaxing. I lied. Ground and pound. Ground and pound. No resting. No resting. Ground and pound. After this, we rest. We do 3 new exercises, then we go. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize. You think I wouldn't need rest, right? I'm the instructor. I'm invincible. We all know that's true. If you teach, but that's not true. If you teach group fitness, we're not invincible. Okay, 30 more seconds. Phew. You're probably wondering why these weights are still here. They're still gonna be used a little bit in the next round of cardio. So that way, you're not just leaving those pieces of equipment in the way. You can actually use them. We're not gonna pick them up though. I don't think that cardio with weights is safe if you pick them up. That's power strength. Totally different. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Okay. Now, we are going on to the next set of exercises. 1 minute recovery. The first exercise does involve those weights. So, tapping the weight like a soccer ball is going to be how we use that weight. for this next part of class. If they aren't comfortable tapping anything, they can always tap the floor. Totally fine. If you are using a step for any of your cardiovascular movements, have them tap the step. Perfectly fine. Tap the step, tap the Bosu. Tap a medicine ball if they were using that. But as you've heard me lecture before, I like less equipment. Less is better. Don't forget to have them move around. Maybe you have them walk around the space that you're in. If you have enough space, sometimes it's a really fun time to give someone a cheesy high five. Ask them to do that too. All right, in 5 seconds, we go into that tap on the weight. 3, 2, and 1, tapping the weight. So this is our lower impact option. We can start to make it a skip, or we can jog it out, tap it out. Move those arms too. Keep that chest up. So definitely tell them to look down so they get an idea of where that piece of equipment is, and then they can always lift that gaze up. This is where, if music is playing, we want to make sure that it's fast enough if they really want to go to the beat of the music, or we tell them to go off of the beat of the music. Whatever the speed of the music is, get off of it. Tap, tap, tap. Woo-hoo. Less than 20 seconds. Keep it going, keep it going. We can move around. That's kind of fun. Tap, tap. 2 more exercises in 10 seconds. The first exercise is a jump 2 hops in. So keep moving, keep tapping. We're gonna squat, 2 hops. Squat, jump, 2 hops. Join me when you're ready. Those of you who are not jumping today, we can stay here. That squat little tap, squat, tap. So it's like they're jumping, but they're just coming onto those toes. 2 hops, squat, jump. 2 hops, wide squat. 2, 2, down. 2, 2, down. 2, 2. This is where we can play with change. We can go 2, 2, down. 2, 2, turn. 2, 2, down. 2, 2, turn. Other way, if you want to make it a little more exciting. Okay, landing soft. 1 more exercise, and then we get to recover. Keep moving, keep doing that jump with 2 hops. The next exercise is a mountain climber. We're going right into it. In 3, 2, 1. Hands plant on the floor. You can use those dumbbells if you'd like. We're going. Knee drives. Starting slow, maybe. Maybe you start to run it out. We are lucky enough to have bars in this studio. We're actually elevating some of our participants to this height is really useful for them because they get that plank position as they run those legs. You guys have 30 more seconds. You're still going, right? We're in that plank position. Mountain climbers, mountain climbers. After this, we get a break. We get a minute. Come on, come on. This is just for the wrists if they absolutely need it. I don't quite need it right now. So last 20 seconds, I'm right here. And we keep those hips nice and low. You guys have all seen the mountain climber starts to look like this. So can they keep those hips low? For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Recover. I ended a little early. It was a bad example. So make sure you finish those last 3 seconds. After this last minute of rest, we go right through those last 3 exercises. We're gonna finish with a little bit of core, and then we're done with class. So our time that we've elapsed so far is about 50 minutes or so, 5-0. So we actually have gone a little longer than I anticipated. So our core is going to be brief. But the good news is we did a lot of core in a lot of our exercises. Even a lot of our cardio exercises had core in them. So maybe by the end of your class, depending if your classes are 55 minutes or 60 minutes, you may not have time to do core. Just take them into that cool down. You should always make time for the cool down. Okay, remind your class right now, grand finale, 3 1-minute bouts, no rest in between. It's endurance cardio, but they should still be working hard. All right, first exercise is our toe taps. Find that weight. Find what they're using. Eyes up, chest up. We could even go to different weights. If we have multiple weights, maybe you do 4 here, 4 on this one, 4 on this one, 4. And that one, that's kind of fun. Make it entertaining so that they forget about the time. It's no fun to be doing something and just be like, I want done, because they won't remember how fun the class really was. They might have good endorphins afterwards, but they'll still not want to come back. And we don't want that. They won't come back unless it's fun. Come on, come on. We're almost there. Again, great time to walk around the room. They don't need to watch you do this. This is not that complicated. So get off the stage, move around the room. We have 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Jump 2 hops in 3, 2, 1. Out, 2 hops. Out, 2 hops. Land soft. No hopping, and you're up. Have the people who aren't going to be jumping really use their whole body, and that'll help their body react the same if they were not jumping. We're still doing those 2 hops though. If you don't need that option, you're still here. Okay, 1 whole minute. We're already halfway through. You know your options. Can you make it a little fun? Make it a little different? This is where I know a lot of people want to like bring up the intensity, but guess what? Then you're starting to touch HIIT intervals. You're gonna need rest. We don't want that. This is endurance. Okay, less than 10 seconds. We finish with those mountain climbers, and then we're done. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the ground, let's go. Hands on the ground, elevated or not. Pull those knees toward the chest. Keep it up. I know sometimes my classes get bored of those mountain climbers, so I'll give them options here to tap those feet out or jack the feet out. But that again starts to go into high intensity interval territory, so be careful. They should try to keep moving, keep going. Come on, come on. Last 20 seconds. Strong that time. Okay, so what I've programmed for core work, we'll just do 4 exercises, is 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So again, if you are pinched for time, if you're gonna choose core exercises, choose exercises that are going to be moving the spine in all ranges of motion, and which means what, I should go over that. Side bending, so moving the spine this way, or a side plank would be considered that. Side bending, rotation, flexion, and some kind of an extension. So this is what I would consider an extension or a good old like swimming. So let's start with, since we finished in the mountain climber, a great thing to do, everyone's pretty much going to just like collapse onto the ground like this, and that's okay. Let them kind of take a break. I've let the clock go for about 45 seconds, and I'm gonna tell them to go into a side plank in 3, 2, and 1. So the options on that side plank are obviously bottom knee down, or we can bring that elbow down. Great time for them to grab their mats if they have mats with them. A lot of people don't try to grab their mats at the beginning of class because they know it'll give them time to rest during this period that they don't want to be doing a plank yet, and they want to keep resting. But you know, as a side plank, you can always add some rotation. You can do some dips here. I know, especially when I'm doing core or any kind of hold, I like to do something different while I'm doing it so that I get a little more entertained. Let's switch sides. So start to rotate to the other side. In core as well, I don't want them to necessarily get to so much of a fatigue that they're like shaking like crazy, or you know, they're really having a hard time. I want them to get to a point where they still feel successful, but they're working. Okay, so we'll go for 30 more seconds here, and then we'll go into a seated position. Notice how we've already done side bending. Next, we're gonna do some flexion, and then we're gonna do some rotation. 3, 2, 1, lower the hips down. Let's go into some flexion. So I love the roll up. I come from Pilates and I know just how important and valuable it is. But as you all know, as fitness professionals, not everyone can do a full roll up correctly. So I usually will have them sit up as tall as they can. Most people can't even do this. They sit like this because they can't sit up tall. So maybe they bend their knees, totally fine. Have them exhale, scoop their abdominals to roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Inhaling at the bottom, exhale without using momentum. And a lot of people are gonna get stuck right here. I'll usually tell the class, if you're stuck right here, use your leg to pull yourself up. And then really emphasize that slow, slow, slow pace on the way down. If they don't need their leg, emphasize that they're scooping their abdominals in, reaching forward, sitting back up, scoop, scoop, scoop. So let's just do a couple more of these. Exhale to scoop, reach, feeling that nice stretch in that low back, all the way forward. They're also getting a little sneaky stretch here too, which is nice. A little massage in the back too. Okay, on this last one, so they'll roll up, have them roll all the way back down. Hands can go behind the head, or we can just grab one knee, lift the other leg off. So this is option number 1. If they need to lower the head down, that's fine too. But we do want to strengthen that neck. So if it's not painful, have them come up here, and then let's start to add that rotation. So we have that crisscross, working the obliques. So the rib cage is being pulled toward those hips, rotating. Good. One more exercise. And then I'll let them go. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rolling on up, flipping over onto all fours, reaching opposite arm, opposite leg. So here's that extension work. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach. I usually have them stay here for a second to bring awareness to this. So it's not just lifting the arm and the leg as high as you can. It's about reaching and pulling the abdominals in and then lowering back down. Reaching, heel reaches behind. We're engaging that whole back of the body. Upper arm is reaching, pulling the belly in, lower everything back down. Reach and lower. Reach, scoop, 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 and lower. Reach, scoop, 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 and lower. Last one on each side. And then I tend to turn down the lights, do an amazing cool down. So we can always, from here, go into a down dog. Then we can bring it into like a low lunge. Then I tend to bring them into a forward fold. And then I tend to roll them all the way up. What I do in my cool down is about a 30-second to 45-second hold. And during the cool down, I'll do a video separate of this one, but it's a great time for you to, oh, my timer's still going on, to remind them of all that they accomplished for the class that day. It's a great time to welcome them back for the next class, to remind them of what's going to happen in the next class. And the next time I do film, I will make sure I film the second day of a shred example, which would be that cardiovascular high intensity interval training and then strength endurance. So you'll hopefully get to see some options of exercises. It's again just a formula for a class. So you can build it into anything you want with so many different exercises. But it's just an amazing effect on your body. I hope you enjoyed it today, and I hope to see you again in my other videos.